meant for an adult audience. Loveline may contain sexually oriented content. Listener discretion is advised. 3, 2, 1, go! Adam Carolla and Dr. Drew. Loveline, coast to coast.
Hey, everybody, it's Loveline. I'm Adam Carolla. That's Dr. Drew. Dr. Drew, board-certified physician, addiction medicine specialist. Phone number 1-800-LOVE-191. Hey. All right. Hey, go tell Clive Barker he's got to come in the second break now. Those idiots stopped him outside. Oh, jeez. I tell you, this show, there's not just an ounce of professionalism in this whole goddamn show. But here he is now. Hello. All right, too late. Come on in, Clive.
Hello.
Clive Barker, everybody.
Hello.
Clive, of course, the maker of Candyman and Hellraiser and all those horribly disturbing movies.
Oh, my God.
And Clive has himself a new line of action figures called Tortured Souls.
Absolutely.
Clive, we haven't seen you in a while.
No, I see you all the time. You're on television smiling away. And the last time I was here, you were talking about doing the TV show.
Oh, my God.
Oh,
Look at these things.
There you go. So I'm going to sign these a meltdown on Saturday, so I want everybody to be there.
Oh, my God.
Aren't they intense?
They are intense.
These are
What's great is I am getting the complete uncensored response here.
Yeah, this is as crazy. Drew, why don't you give these to your kids and give them a gift certificate to therapy too?
No. These go to the adult market.
Well, this one could go. This is fine.
This is really.
Sorry for it.
Yeah, I guess it's okay. But no, they're pretty intense toys.
This is as graphic a figurine I've ever seen in my life.
Wait,
is it not?
Yeah.
Guts hanging out.
Is that Talisac? Yeah. Well, he has a little baby in his belly. Do you see that?
Oh, really? Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's more of a spawn.
Well, it is a spawn. You know, my partner in crime on this is
McFarlane?
Is Todd McFarlane, of course, who made Spawn. So these are all Todd. Todd and I work together. There you go. A little round of applause for Todd.
Wow. And Drew took one look at this one, and he says, "This is the spawn of gay men. This huge teeth in the crotch, symbolizing the vagina." There's a lot of
vagina dentate.
A lot of symbolism here.
What did I say? I said
vagina dentate.
That's what I said.
Well, hold on. Wait a second. Drew, you did not read that?
No.
What is this one called?
It's called Mongroid.
Oh, okay, good. Because if it's called vagina dentate, I would have gone insane.
No.
I said that.
No, we agree.
That.
We agree. It's got a certain. I think anything that has an imaginative element has got some kind of subtext to it.
Yes.
Oh, yes.
Right?
Yes. Absolutely.
And I think
this ain't really a subtext.
No, this is more like text.
This
right?
is text.
Yeah.
But
these are the most intense. I promise what I would do if I was going to go into the idea of figurines, I would make the most intense figurines I could make.
You did it.
How big?
you did it.
I can't believe the expression on.
I didn't know they could do this with. You know what I mean? I figured that you need some special effects team to create one of these. It would cost $100,000, and that would be the one they'd use to make the film with.
You are a god. Thank you for saying that.
Well, yeah, they really do look magnificent.
The great thing is these are $11 a piece.
Wow.
And so all 6 of them, and then
you can make your own films.
And that's the idea. And then I've written a story, a 6-part story, which goes into. So each character gets a story to go with them, and then if you collect all 6, you get this huge Clive Barker piece of fiction.
Wow. Yeah, they really are dramatic and spectacular looking. And I've never seen such detail, such attention to detail.
This is him in his full form, with hanging by the hooks into his eyes and cheeks and things, with the IV poles hanging, the blood.
Well, let me say this about Clive's figurines. On most of the figurines, now see, these ones come in a clear package.
Yeah.
I'm holding it up to the radio, but these come in a clear package, and most of these figurines come in a cardboard package with a picture of what the figurine would look like if you were really high.
Right.
And then you pull it out of the box, and it looks nothing like the picture.
Right.
But it's sort of like the picture of Superman on the front of the comic book, and then the guy who shows up at your kid's party with the spare tire around his gut, holding a beer, hair falling out. That's what they're normally like.
Right.
But this is in a clear package because clearly they have nothing to hide. This is really dramatic.
See this thing stretched out here down the bottom?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's his face that he's taken off. And
I see.
And he's going to stretch it on this apparatus here.
I'm just taking incredible pleasure in watching you two respond to all of this stuff.
Well, it really is. It's the only way we do things here on Loveline, which is these were all pulled out. We didn't examine them and
I wanted to surprise you, and
certainly did.
I hadn't sat down before I started yanking these things out of the box. Like, what the hell is this?
Wow.
But they're like, you know what's weird? They're like candies. They're like these strange candies. They're beautifully detailed, and they are beautiful things. I mean, the craftsmanship that goes into them is something else.
Vagina Ventata over Dentata. Sorry, is it
Dentata or Dentate?
I would swear. I thought it was Dentata.
Listen, our stone listeners don't even know what we're talking about. But the teeth in the male vagina here are 3 deep. And they're like
shark's teeth. They regrow, you know.
Well, so let's talk about the process of doing one of these things. Obviously, one has to be sculpted.
Yeah.
Man high.
One has to make a prototype.
I do drawings.
Right.
They do drawings. We exchange drawings. I say to Todd, look, this is the kind of thing we're looking to try and do. Here's a story.
Right.
For me, story is always connected with doing anything.
Mm-hmm.
And so I said, I want to do stuff that nobody's ever done before. I genuinely want to make a benchmark.
Right.
So these things are utterly unlike anything anybody's done before.
I hear.
And I'm guessing that there's some sort of technology that is fairly new that is able to do this kind of detailed work.
You're right. The technology is coming on by leaps and bounds, and what they do is they do incredibly detailed. Actually, if you go to spawn.com, which is Todd's website, you can actually see they have a whole thing going on about how these things were sculpted, and then what they do is they reduce them in size, so you actually end up with an incredibly detailed sculpt on a much smaller figure.
Right, and they're able to pull that off.
And you know, the technology is such now, I don't even think the Mongroid is the best of them. I think there's a lady called Lucidique.
Is that in there?
Yeah, they're all in there.
Now, where will these things be available?
Well, right now, there's only one place in the whole world. Yeah. Only one place in the entire world where you will be able to get them, and that is Meltdown on Sunset on Saturday, which is where I'm going to sign.
Right.
But therearafter they will be available at, independent stores, and they won't be in, Kmart.
Right, but obviously not.
I think she's pretty cool, actually.
Yeah.
She's pretty cool.
Crazy detail.
But Meltdown have been very supportive to the whole venture, and so we are going to have a mega signing when I will sign all that is available in the country right now, which is a limited number.
Now, where is Meltdown?
Yeah. Well, you guys, you should have
I'll have it. I'll plug it. Here we go. Yes,
7522 Sunset Boulevard.
There you go. Is there a telephone number for them?
323-851-7223.
And that's Meltdown Sunset, and that's at 3 o'clock. And Clive will be down there
Saturday.
And you can get yours signed.
And I will sign a couple of other things as well, but people have got to come in wanting to buy the toys. That's the key thing we're going for here. I don't even want to call them toys. There's something...
No.
The sculptures.
Sculptures, aren't they?
Yeah.
They're almost like little pieces of art.
Yeah. And it's nice to see you back to your roots here, Clive.
That's true.
Last time we talked, you were writing a novel about a gay gnome, and I said, no, don't bother with that.
Don't be so rude.
People want... I can't remember the name of it. That's all I seem to remember.
It wasn't a gay gnome.
It was.
I've never written about a gay gnome in my life.
I remember it was a little elf who was gay, and he was out slaying something.
I think this may be your own private fantasy.
Really? Didn't we have this discussion?
I have no recollection of this.
True. Don't leave me hanging.
You see,
no, I swear to God, I have no recollection.
I think the whole gay gnome
not saying
thing
you're wrong.
is happening in your head.
Clive,
and I
seriously.
think you should talk to a therapist about it immediately.
Either that or
Actually, you're right.
Yeah.
No, I wrote
a movie about it and call it Shrek.
No, what was that?
I wrote a gay novel called Sacrament, but there were no gnomes in it.
But the main character was gay, and it took place in sort of medieval times?
No, sir.
Oh, Christ.
Norway?
No,
in a fjord?
Actually, it took place in Scotland,
Norway.
but the no gnomes. I've never written about.
Who was the
gnome.
guy? He
was a photographer
named Nombi.
All right, well, I was half right with the part.
You were right. But I've now gone on. I'm doing some more stuff for kids, and I'm just finished and publish in 2 months' time a huge novel about Hollywood called Cold Hard Canyon, which is my tell-all novel about Hollywood.
Oh, really?
Is Adam in it?
Huh?
Is Adam in it?
I said tell-all.
Something to tell you, then.
Is this not fiction?
It's half fiction.
Oh, really?
What I tried to do, Cold Hard Canyon, is this canyon where actually the setup is really simple. A famous movie star, perhaps you would know who he was if you read the book, perhaps you'd guess who he was. He decides that his youth is fading and that he needs to have a facelift in order to get back, on the heights. And the facelift goes wrong. And his people, his managers and people say, you know what, we're going to hide you away till it's all good and you're looking good again. And we've got this perfect place to hide you. And they take him off to a canyon called Cold Heart Canyon, which is this hidden canyon in the midst of actually, it's the canyon I live in.
What part of this is not fiction so far?
Once he gets there, he finds it filled with old movie stars, real movie stars. And
all with facelifts gone bad, or
I ain't telling what their problems are. But then what I tried to do is I tried to fold into the novel everything I know about this town, good and bad. I mean, there are my experiences over the last, and you've had a lot of people sitting in this chair who've had bad experiences, I'm sure, in this town. I've had great experiences by and large.
Well, I've
had some bad ones.
I don't want to correct you. They've had bad experiences on the show, but not so much the town. The town's been good to them. The show they could do without.
Okay.
But now, what about movies?
Let's be more specific. The hosts.
The hosts, right. What about movies? What's going on with that? Yeah.
I'm doing a lot of stuff, actually. A book that I'm producing called Aberrat, which is a big fantasy book we took to Disney, and they bought for a large sum for movies and for theme parks. And
oh, my God. Cool stuff. Theme parks.
Yeah, it's
and what about, fourth Hellraiser? Was there 3 Hellraisers?
No, unfortunately, there were actually 6 Hellraisers.
Holy Christ. I only saw the first 3, I guess.
So did I. I kind of was out of the loop very early on that one, as I was on the Candyman movies. I was tied into the first 2, but then there was a third, which I wasn't invited to. And
that's when they went downhill, right?
Yeah.
Again, the first Hellraiser classic.
It stood up. It
does.
Yeah. And the first Candyman looks pretty good. And but I think by the time you get to number 6 of anything.
Well, it's a good point, because you're pretty familiar. It's like I always said that about Alien. The first Alien was great. The second Alien was pretty good, except for you kind of knew who the villain was, and and knowing the villain sort of makes them less scary.
Yeah.
It's like those guys, those guys that got those big biker drunken friends, and everyone is scared of them, but the guys who they hang out with don't have a problem with them, and they're not too scared of them. Like, I have friends who everyone is terrified of, but I'm not, because I know them.
Yeah.
They would still kill me, but just because I've seen them take a crap or something and made them human. Ooh, put Pinhead on the pot. That would be good for number 7.
I tell you what I am doing. I'm killing Pinhead on the page. I'm writing a novella because I am so fed up with Pinhead movies and so sick of him. And I thought, the only way I'm going to do this is if I just
kill him off.
And I can't do it in the movies because I don't have the rights to that character. But I can do it in literature.
On the page.
On the page. And so I'm writing a story which will finish him off in a way that I think is noble and honorable.
On the pot, like Elvis, right?
Well, he might even get to the pot just because of this conversation.
I would really love to see Pinhead really pushing one out. God knows what that stool looks like.
He's probably got pins in it,
That's what I'm
really
thinking.
Really uncomfortable.
Shredded poo.
Oh.
Jeff? Please, Drew. How dare you?
Hello?
Jeff, you're 24. What's up?
Play-Doh PlayStation?
Yes?
I need some advice.
All right.
Yeah, well, I'm with this girl for, I guess, 3 years. And I want to make some porn with her.
Yeah.
But I'm making porn with her, and she doesn't know about it. And
how's that? How do you do that?
Well, I kind of hide my camera.
Where?
Behind a CD, the hole in the CD.
The hole in an actual CD?
Well, no, no. The hole in the CD.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, I kind of put the camera. I got a little digital camera, and I put it through that hole, and I aim it down in my bed.
Yeah, I know. I just said the hole in an actual CD, and you said no, and then went and re-explained it. How doesn't she see a CD standing up on edge? Isn't that?
No, because she doesn't know about it. I take her to the mall.
Hold on.
Wow. I'll tell you, we plumb the depths of new retardism every night on this show. I want someone who's writing the DMS-5 or whatever that medical book is to use our callers as examples.
Yeah, a diagnostic category.
Yes, a CD that's sort of out of the packet and leaning up on its edge would be basically winking at you when you're having sex, wouldn't it?
Well, maybe in the moments of pleasure you're not noticing.
With Jeff, please.
Jeff, so now, please describe this.
Okay. Like, I guess the way I would take her to the mall and let her go shopping, and I come home and I take my digital camera, put it on my entertainment center, aim it down on my bed.
Still camera.
No.
Yeah, it's digital camera.
So this is stills, Jeff.
Excuse me?
Are these stills or this is a movie you're making?
I'm making a video of me and her.
So it's
sex on my bed.
Okay.
Right.
And she doesn't know.
She doesn't know.
So it's
and you feel bad about that.
Say again?
You feel bad about that?
No.
No, what I want to what I need advice is she was a virgin at 20.
That's
and
great.
It's hard for her to, do things like that. But I've been with more than a couple women.
Right.
And I just want advice as how can I ask her to make a video with me?
Why? You're already making one.
Well, no, I want her to be, comfortable because I want to make it more showing her and me more like getting down to the.
Jeff, you are some piece of work.
Jeff, can't you just kill yourself, please? Really?
Why you say that?
Really? You're a horrible person.
Why?
You're a horrid, wretched. You're worse than one of Clive's dolls.
What am I doing so wrong? I'm just like
you should be telling her.
I'm 40 years old and I want to see me at this young age. Maybe if we're still together, then she might want to see it too and say, well, that's us at a young age.
Yeah, but Jeff, it's all about I want her to do this. This is what I need to do.
Well, no.
You're talking about what? No.
Okay.
That's all that's come out of your mouth. And listen, you're talking about an intimate contact with somebody. You're already deceiving her. It's an intense violation, and you don't
Actually, I already talked about it with her.
All right.
But I haven't told her that I made videos.
All right. Well, don't tell her about the prior ones, and if she gives you her consent on the new ones, then go forth. And I'll see you in hell.
No.
All right.
Yeah, well. She's all happy about it.
All right. Well, then,
she's gonna feel
hold on a second.
Why is he calling then?
This is either a bogus call.
Right.
It still doesn't let Jeff off the retard hook. He's definitely an idiot. I mean, You know what I love about the show? It never tires me. You know, people are fascinated with the wonder, the beauty of life, and the colors on a butterfly. For me, I'm fascinated by people's stupidity.
The colors of my stupidity.
I really, yes, the shades of black and gray, the spectrum of Jeff's stupidity. That, you know what they do on this show all the time is they bring up these hypotheticals that are sort of out there and hard to picture. I'm shooting through a CD. And then you start questioning it, but you'll never get a satisfactory answer. You'll never get the answer. You'll never. We never got to it. We went to the mall, then we went to her. She started talking about digital, then we got all confused with the still and the digital and stuff. Still never get to the part about how the CD is balanced up on its edge, and is he shooting through the hole in it? Is there a bunch of CDs there? We'll never get that answer. I swear I have to try, though.
But I don't even know why he's calling us.
I don't know. This is Bogus. So why are you calling us, Jeff?
No, because my idea of shooting a digital camera through a CD was a good idea, I think.
Is that why you're calling us?
Why are you calling us, Jeff? Why are you calling us?
Because I just want advice. Should I tell her or not?
So you said you did tell her. You told her you told us.
I was asking. I told her the idea that I was making a video.
He's an idiot.
I don't know if I should tell her that I'm really making a video with her or not.
Well, Jeff, you said she was happy about the idea of making a video with you.
I don't know, because she was a virgin, you understand?
But she's happy about it. Wait. You said she was happy about the idea of making a video. Happy.
But I don't know for sure.
Well, she said she was happy with it.
But she was a virgin.
Is she happy?
No, because she might, if I try to make it, then she might not get on.
All right.
She might not get.
Listen, I've said this many a time. You know what the problem with this country? There's two big problems. We need a war and a transcontinental railroad to get these guys out of here and get them to work. Just put them in some sweat camp in the middle of the Mojave, just pounding spikes all day, or just send them overseas and let them get the brains blown out on some battlefield we never heard of. We need that. Oh, no, we need that. No, listen. Darwin needs to drag his rake across this country and really... they talk about the weed and seed program. Yeah. I just want the weeding. I don't even want any reseeding. I want this guy, Jeff, just to go work on some railroad that just keeps going, and once it circles the earth, it just goes around again. Just keeps going around. Like a string on a spool. Just keeps going and going, and it just die out there. Do we have any use for him as a country, as a planet?
Is she happy about it?
Oh, I don't. He can't even answer.
Can't answer it.
I think this is a bogus call. Jay?
No, I'm afraid not. That's what Shimon said.
All right. Jay, you're 15.
Yeah.
What's up?
I'm just going to get right into this. Well, about 2 years ago, my parents got divorced, and I went to therapy and such, and they said I was depressed. I didn't really think so, but anyways, they said I was depressed, and supposedly because of this, they're not allowing me to go on Accutane for my acne because they said that it could worsen my depression.
It sure can, but it's usually only while you're taking the medicine. It isn't typically the case that it would cause your depression to sort of spill into some sort of chronic state.
Can you take Accutane and Wellbutrin at the same time?
Yeah, but Accutane, I don't know what the literature on that is, whether or not that really works.
I was on Zoloft.
Yeah, but Accutane is well known to cause significant depressive symptoms.
Like, horribly, or,
potentially.
Well, you may not kill yourself, maybe just cut your foot off or something. That's what Drew said.
How bad is the acne problem? That's the other part of all of this.
I've had my acne for a while.
And is it something that looks like it's just going to get better of its own accord, or?
No, we're not talking,
Yeah, okay.
It's not that bad on my face. It's pretty much all over my back.
Got it. Accutane...
Yeah, what do you care about your back?
I guess it would work for the back, but it's not specifically for the back.
Are there not other less?
There are. Accutane is magnificent. It's miraculous the way it works. But, there's antibiotics, there's creams, all kinds of stuff.
They put me on tetracycline.
Right.
It did not work.
Well, what about being depressed because you have zits all over your back?
That's not why.
I'm saying it can help.
I personally don't think I'm depressed, but...
All right.
But,
well, what about talking to your folks, your therapists, your doctors about Accutane, maybe mixed with some one of those, right? And
by the way, Jay, the fact that you have no insight into your depression doesn't exactly build your argument. You understand that people don't. 13, 14-year-olds typically don't know when they're depressed. That's part of the disease in that age. And so your continued lack of insight doesn't encourage them to go ahead and put you on something where you might get severely depressed.
All right, but it's like being in denial, and then you say, no, I'm not, and then they go, uh-huh. No, I mean, what are you supposed to do?
No, it's built. I mean, there are signs and symptoms, and they just, they add them up, and that's depression.
All right. Remember when they used to just call, when a 15-year-old was depressed, they just called it moping?
Will you stop moping?
No, that's
moping.
Right. I moped a lot.
You did a lot of moping, and now Clive's moping all the way to the bank now.
But all right, but in Jay's case, he has I didn't have, divorced parents. There are other things in Jay's life which are, adding up to a miserable life.
You had that crazy grandma I was telling you, the black man trying to steal your genitalia.
I had a crazy grandmother who would, you remember that? Yeah, I
we
did.
tell us there at least once a week.
She was on the show last month.
She was. Well, she's been dead a long time, so that's really problematic.
Tough booking.
Yeah, really, I would say so. Get a shovel.
It's Clive Barker, after all.
All right, listen, we got to take a little break. Clive Barker's our guest tonight. He's got these amazing figurines out here. It's too nice a word, the figurine. Death dolls or something, yes. And he's going to be doing a signing this Saturday on Sunset over at Meltdown, and we'll tell you all about it after this. Everybody, it's Loveline. I'm Adam. That's Drew. Phone number 1-800-LOVE-191. Jimmy Kimmel, the great Jimmy Kimmel, in here tomorrow night from the Fabulous Man Show, Comedy Central, 10 o'clock Sunday nights. And Clive Barker is here tonight. Clive, of course, the mastermind behind Candyman and Hellraiser. And really, how many books have you written, Clive?
21. And the new book, Cold Heart Canyon, is my 21st.
I remember his favorite book was Moby Dick.
And still is.
And Clive,
I went and got it because of that. I never read it.
Did you like it?
I didn't finish it.
Oh.
I don't know why.
It's a big whale.
It's a big whale. And I'm constantly intending to finish it, too. I mean, it stayed with me. It's not a book that you put down.
Drew got it for me on cassette. Because as you know,
who reads it on cassette?
Wigwam. I don't know. What's the name?
Oh, is it? What?
I don't know who reads that.
Patrick Stewart or something like that.
I don't know.
Howie Mandel read this one. And
there you go.
I think it was a bad call.
There you go.
Not his.
Robin Williams.
I believe reading poisons the mind, but I don't want to detract people from reading Clive Barker books. And let me give Clive a plug. This Saturday, 3 o'clock, you can go down to Meltdown Comics and Collectibles on Sunset Boulevard. And I'm guessing that's on the Sunset Strip somewhere.
It's beyond the Strip. It's east of the Strip.
East of the Strip, in Hollywood. And that's 7522 Sunset Boulevard. 3 o'clock this Saturday. He'll be down there with these amazing sculptures.
Can we give them
pieces of art.
Can we give them the number so they can call ahead and ask for stuff?
Yeah, 323-851-7223. And if you didn't get that number, it's Meltdown Comics.
And they can bring books and stuff like that. I just want them to taste the toys. Taste the toys.
They're salty tasting.
They're a whole new feel.
And they're really just spectacular. And their arms move and everything.
Well, I think every one of them has about 9 different motions in it. You can make them do all kinds of strange things.
And it's crazy. And the most surreal part of these toys is the thousands of immigrant workers who are in some sweatshop putting these things together. The surreal look of some woman from Guatemala who's 50 pounds overweight in her 40s just standing there assembling the doll. And
not even thinking about what it is.
No, listen, I've been to a dildo factory. I've been to a I've been, yes.
And did you test out the merchandise?
Not on site, but
no.
There's nothing more surreal than seeing just thousands of fake vaginas going down an assembly line, and the women treating them, looking like, you ever see that footage of women are working like at a tuna cannery, just pulling the guts out, sending it down, just the same look on the face, the same movement, except for they're putting hair on a fake vagina.
Impassive about pussy.
That's right. That's the name of the 22nd book. Kyle?
Hello, this is Kyle.
Hi, Kyle. You're 12. What's up?
Hi, Adam. Hi, Dr. Drew.
Hey, Kyle, what's up?
I have random erections.
Random?
Yep.
That's healthy.
Yeah, I know.
Are they a problem?
Yeah, because usually I get them in school.
Yeah.
Yeah, that happens.
And you'll wish for that again someday in about 20 years.
Yeah. Your penis does not know when school's in session, when summer break's on. It knows no clock and no calendar. You just get that erection, and the only thing you can do is not wear sweats.
It seems to know math.
In math, and when your teacher's going to ask you to come to the board,
right,
to do a problem.
We all know this.
It's almost some sort of divining rod for that. In fact,
divining rod. I like that. Yeah.
Kyle.
Mm-hmm.
What do you wear to school? See, you can't wear sweatpants with no underwear.
I wear short pants. Not like real short pants. I wear just like regular boy short pants. Like
suddenly flashing on my kids calling.
Like go down past your knees.
Yeah. But you need to wear denim.
Something heavy.
Yeah. Burlap even.
Yeah.
Tell me so it doesn't not obvious when that random event occurs.
All right, Kyle.
But don't be worried
Adam.
about it. It's fine.
Yes.
Hey, Adam.
Yeah.
Or Mr. Adam, should I call you that?
Yeah.
I still remember your name's the Great Shoe-Beanie or something like that.
Oh, the Great Spudini. Yes, my porn name.
Spudini.
Yeah.
And
how did we come up with that?
You know Alex who called yesterday?
Alex, who called this show yesterday?
Yeah.
Listen, you're all nameless and faceless, and to me, you're just one number.
Girlfriend?
Whose?
His girlfriend.
Yeah.
Talking about his girlfriend.
Right.
My brother.
Oh, how's he doing?
Good. His girlfriend had tried to tip the teacher yesterday. Whatever.
All right, thanks, Kyle.
Good luck,
Kyle. Kyle, do you have a newsletter or something you could put out? Kyle's life. Well, third period got a boner. Fourth period, friend, brother, his girlfriend tried to trip the teacher unsuccessfully, I might add. That's riveting. You know what's great about being 12, though, is whatever your world is the world.
It's everybody's world.
Like, we're going to chime in. Oh, he tried to trip Mrs. Parker?
Oh. Such a pain in the ass.
I tell you, I would have done the same. I like to see that old bag hit the floor at least once a semester.
You know what this man said, which is so true, is that envy factor at a certain age when we all look back at 12 and, you know, that thing about having an erection when the wind changed.
Right.
Sometimes when it didn't change. And, you know, I'm 48 going on 49 and thinking, wow, how cool.
Yeah.
Good for that kid. Good for that kid. And
right.
There'll be a time when he'll look back and he'll go, why doesn't that happen anymore?
Adam, when was that time it happened to you? Just spontaneously?
The good erection?
Yeah, spontaneously. You're sitting...
Jeez, it's tough.
In the wood shop. Well, the wood shop, you get all the time, I'm sure.
I tell you, it happened to me yesterday.
Really?
And it was like one of those moments.
Were you thinking about something?
I'm just looking at my other horse, seeing if it's okay to say this, but we were driving along, and I said, oh my God, I have a Woody. And it was just one of those great moments. The wind was coming in, you know, the car. It felt good, and my husband was sitting beside me, and I thought, wow, this is okay.
Are you guys married?
Good. We're as married as two guys can be after 6 years. Yeah.
In the state.
In the state. Yeah. And we have a little girl. She's not a little girl. She's a beautiful 13-year-old who is Nicole, and she's here. She's a fantastic.
Oh, you adopted her.
Well,
did you make her?
Jamaica?
No, did you
No,
make...
she came of her own accord. What?
Did you make her some way? Or
No. They haven't got the technology that refined yet. But one of these days, two men will be able to provide.
Well,
but they can mix your sperm up and put it in something else.
You go get like Melissa Etheridge's egg or something.
No,
and then
I don't need to go there. All I need to do is love the child that's there.
God bless you. I like that. I really do. I always think it's so narcissistic when people go, but it's not me.
Oh, stop that. No, she's an amazing young lady.
Yes. Ed?
Yes.
You're 27?
Okay.
What's up?
Oh, well, I've got a problem with, no offense to Adam Carolla, but my girlfriend's obsessed with his show, and she's obsessed with, screensavers, the show. The show's good, but...
Right, it's not great. Why obsess over it?
Right, but honestly, that's all she talks about. Adam Carolla this, Adam Carolla that.
Yeah.
And we had an all blowout fight, and I booted her out of the house.
Tonight?
I was just wondering if you might be able to kind of snap her into check and...
Well, you want me to talk her down?
Yeah.
Well...
If you wouldn't mind.
Is she on the phone somewhere? Oh, she is? She's on line 8?
Push the lower line.
Hold on a second. This has got to be bogus. Julie?
Julie?
Yes, this is Julie.
I already don't believe her.
I know.
Julie?
Yes.
All right. Are you Ed's girlfriend?
His ex-girlfriend.
I see. Were you guys living together?
Yes, we were.
And he booted you out of the house?
Yes, because I'm just so in love with Adam.
Really?
Yes.
And why? What do you like about me? Take your time, dear.
Just everything.
But see if you can put it into words without crying.
How old are you, Julie?
I'm 18.
18?
And you're living with a 27-year-old?
Yes, I am.
How long did you am or you were?
I was.
How long did you live with him for?
He kicked me out.
Where are you right now?
Where am I?
Yeah.
I'm at a friend's house.
Yeah. Drew's got a little bogus look on his face, too. What's the friend's name?
My friend's name is Tracy.
And you crashing out at her place until you patch things up with Ed?
Yeah.
And what do you mean? Why is your obsession for me? And it's a natural obsession, by the way.
Most
it's a
women
healthy,
have it, right?
Healthy. Most women, and Clive, have it.
Stop.
But he just said he got a Woody thinking of me driving around.
I did not. You had nothing to do with it.
You knew you were going to be on the show. You're chubbing up.
Stop.
But why is this come into the relationship? Why is it a factor?
I don't know. He just doesn't like me talking about you all the time, but I'm just so in love with you.
Well, don't you think it might upset your boyfriend when you're talking about being in love with someone else?
Well, I don't know. It's just I have this big obsession with you, and I just can't help it.
To be fair to Julie, I talked to my girlfriend about Ed quite a bit.
Okay. All right.
So
it balances out.
That's kind of even out. Yeah.
Quid pro quo.
What is that about?
Don't worry what it's about, Ed. That's between me and my gal pal. So, all right. So I don't even know if I want these two back together. Ed, what do you do for a living?
I'm sorry?
What do you do for a living?
What do I do for a living?
No, who do you do?
All right. I'm getting close to hanging up because I keep getting the repeated answer, and it's stalling for time. Yes, what do you do for a living?
I work at Walmart.
All right. And so you're king of the world at 27 over there at Walmart. And you booted this beautiful young 18-year-old out of your place. And you know, you're not going to get too many women, Ed. This may be it for you.
I'm not a bad-looking guy.
I know, but you work at Walmart and you're 27, and women are not beating a path to your door. You should take this Julie back. And Julie,
Yes?
what do you know about me if you're so obsessed?
I don't know. You're just so cute, and you just...
Okay, but give me some data. Give me some facts. I want to test her, because if she's obsessed, she should know something, right?
Yeah. What does he say or do that you find particularly appealing?
Julie?
I don't know.
What is he into? What's his favorite hobby?
Give me some hobbies.
Your hobbies?
Yes.
I don't...
If you're so obsessed with it.
Yeah, how can you be obsessed with me and not know anything about me?
He only does is talk about himself out endlessly every night.
That's why I got the radio show.
I know.
All right, so what about me do you know?
I just know everything about you.
Okay.
Liar, whore, you know it.
Drew, please. But tell me what my hobbies are. Tell me what I used to do before I got into radio. I'm testing you because I think this is bogus.
Silence.
Julie. Nope, gone.
Did she hang up? All right, Julie, I have to hang up on you because you're unable to communicate.
Okay.
What is your first language?
Julie?
Okay.
That's the bottom one.
It is? Oh, okay. All right, Julie, bye-bye. All right. Now, you see, again, is it bogus or is it stupid? The world may never know. I believe there was some truth in that, but again, you're dealing with people that are just so goddamn stupid that they can't form a thought. Yeah, they can't express themselves. All right, Clive, you're
I don't know. I think you're being cruel. I think you're being
Really?
Cruel. Yeah, I think when people come on radio and they're talking to somebody they've seen on TV and whatever, they get a little tongue-tied. I think that's understandable.
I agree.
Part of the problem, we think so little of ourselves that we can't imagine. That doesn't factor into our thinking at all.
Right.
Would you say?
Absolutely not. And Clive is right, but when you get to the fourth or fifth layer of the onion where you start going, okay, tell me what my hobby is. Tell me something about myself, and there's just dead air. At that point, you got to figure.
Yeah, I wasn't talking about that specific point. I was just talking about that specific person. I was just saying it's understandable that people get. Listen, we live in a culture, in a broader sense, we live in a culture which is celebrity-driven. You are a celebrity. I can completely understand how somebody seeing you, I turn on the television that you are.
Well, I appreciate that, Clive. But
no, I'm trying to make a serious point about what
the culture.
About the culture.
So go ahead.
Which is that unfortunately people are being sold other people as something to latch on to.
As opposed to religious icons.
You're right, exactly. You don't go to church on Sunday, you go to a certain place on TV. And you can see how sophisticated the marketers have become in selling us people. And how the drama of Nicole and Tom has become our drama.
Yeah, right.
We were having this conversation in the car coming over because the lovely lady Sylvia, who's my publicist, or one of my publicists, was talking about how much she doesn't want to be involved in having to deal with the dramas of people in the public eye, because that's not what she wants to do. She wants to be able to help legitimate people.
Mangle figurines.
Yes, exactly. Vast numbers of figurines. But the point, I think, the point I was trying to make, and it's not a big point, but it does go to the conversation you just had, that I think people are being sold a kind of weird vision of what you are, what I am, that is full of false expectation.
Well, I'll agree with that, and we're running late for break, but I'll tell you one thing, and we'll just finish this conversation
continue the conversation during the break.
No. Oh, yeah, we will, but just so people can hear it on the air. One of the things I like about this show, and I like about whatever celebrity I have, and I think I can speak for Drew.
It's you.
In this is me. When I see people on the street, they say, hey, Adam. They don't call me by my character's name. I'm not playing Dr. So-and-so on One Day to Live.
Yeah.
And we sit here every night, and we try real hard to say what's on our mind and what happened to us during the day, and hopefully people think of us. Obviously, they're going to think of us as somewhat of celebrities because we're on a radio show or on TV, but hopefully they think of us as, Adam and Drew, the human beings, and I think for the most part, our audience, the people who tune in nightly on this show, do. All right. Now, Adam and Drew are going to take a leak, and we'll be back with Clive Barker. Hey, everybody, it's Loveline. I'm Adam Carolla. It's Dr. Drew. Clive Barker's our guest tonight. We're going to tell you where you can find him after the break. I'll give him some plugs, but I want to see if I can power through a couple of calls before we got to go to break again. Divine?
Huh?
You're 16?
Yeah.
You lost your virginity July 4th?
Yeah.
And now it burns when you urinate?
Yeah.
Okay.
Do you have any vaginal discharge?
No.
Any pelvic pain?
Not really.
All right, we probably just have a urinary tract infection, but burning with urination is also a sign of a sexually transmitted disease, okay?
Okay.
And if it's just a urinary tract infection, those are usually very easy to clear up, but you must get it cleared up quickly because the bacteria can get up into your kidney and cause very serious infection if you don't get this taken care of.
All right?
Okay.
All right, so go to, like, Planned Parenthood or your gynecologist or your doctor.
Quickly.
Get that. Well, not tonight. The guy's sleeping. He's got a tee-off time at 6 tomorrow morning. Leave him alone. Okay. Take care of it. Thank you. Oops. I screwed that up. Jason?
Yes.
You're 22.
Right.
You're gay, and you want to know if there's any type of medical procedure to change this?
Well, I wouldn't say a medical procedure. I'd say just research involved in any sort of treatment.
Leave this one to me.
Okay.
Yes.
Well, we're going to do it after the break, though, I think, right?
Yeah. Well, Clive, I'll tell you what. Clive can give his take on this for a minute, and then we'll go to break, and then we can finish up on it. Go ahead.
Jason, are you desperately unhappy? You're talking one gay man to another here. Are you desperately unhappy?
Yeah.
And do you really think the source of it is being gay or just your experiences recently? I mean...
No, it's being gay. I'm unhappy. You know, I want to have a natural, normal life, and I feel like I can do that. In terms of what I've grown up in, I've grown up in traditional surroundings, and I want to have a natural, normal, happy life as I'm accustomed to as I've grown up.
Well, I think, can I say, you're never going to have your parents' life, because nobody has their parents' life. Whether you're straight or you're gay, nobody has their parents' life. I have a happy marriage to a man I love, and I know that may sound strange to you, and you may not even like to hear that. But the truth of the matter is that love and tenderness and all the wonderful values that go with having a relationship with somebody you adore for the rest of your life can be a part of being a gay man or a gay woman.
Right, but
hold on, Jason, we got to
go to a break, but we'll catch you after the break.
Okay. All right, we'll make you feel good.
Promise.
And I'll explain the virtues of the gay life, because
good God,
Drew knows I've longed to be gay.
It's true.
I really do. And I'll tell you why.
I'll show you. Yeah, okay. I'll listen.
After this. Hey, everyone. It is Loveline. I'm Adam. That's Drew. Phone number 1-800-LOVE-191. Am I boring you, Drew?
No more than usual.
All right. Drew just put out a huge yawn right in the middle of that.
It really is Pavlovian. I hear your voice. And they're not small yawns either.
No, that
biggies.
And his nose was on the ceiling and his jaw was on his balls. It was that big a yawn.
Nice.
Tonight, our guest, Clive Barker.
I'm going to one of his figurines soon.
Yeah, really.
If I can do that.
Yawn doctor.
Thank you.
Hellraiser, Candyman, amongst his credits, and now these amazing Tortured Souls figurines that he did with Todd McFarlane, and amazing, absolutely amazing. They must be seen to be believed. There we go. And they're $11.
Listen,
is that
you know,
right?
it sounds like you're being facetious.
Yeah.
You really mean that.
They need to see them.
These are unbelievable.
Thank you.
They really are. And if you want to see them for yourself, you can head down to Meltdown Comics and Collectibles, which is on Sunset Boulevard. That is this Saturday at 3 o'clock. Clive will be there. He will be signing these. He will be signing other things you may bring, right, Clive?
Yeah,
books and that sort of stuff.
Mainly the toys.
And, again, phone number, 323-851-7223, Meltdown Comics. That's here in Los Angeles. All right, 3 o'clock Saturday. Now, when we left off, we were speaking to Jason. Jason's 22. Jason's gay. He doesn't want to be gay. He wants to have the kind of traditional family that he grew up in, and is worried about a life without a wife. Jason?
All right. Yeah. Well, first of all, let me say that I've never had any gay experience, and I really only admitted to myself that I'm gay in recent years, and I've kind of isolated myself socially lately because I don't really know how to deal with it.
Do you have some religious orientation that would have you believe that this is a...
No, it's just myself. I feel like I'm characteristically straight in almost every other aspect except sexual attraction. I mean, I hunt and fish with the guys. I go to the bars. I sit down and watch porn with them. All that. It's just within myself, I have these attractions, and I feel if I could tweak that somehow.
Well, have you ever been with a woman?
Yes.
And you didn't enjoy it?
Yeah, I enjoyed it, but it's been the stronger attraction is
right.
Well, you feel guilty about the attraction. What I'm not getting is what's the problem that you just feel you won't have a happy life if you're gay?
I just feel right. I just don't feel. I feel like it's only a sexual attraction. I'm not a person that feels all these tender, loving feelings.
You just think it's lust, in other words.
Right. It's pure. It would be purely a lustful thing.
But if you were to meet the right guy, and I think it seems to me you're making a judgment on your own behalf, which may be unfair on yourself. If you spend some time with the right guy, and you spend some time meeting the right guy, not just going to the bar and sleeping with the first guy that you meet. And I know the gay culture can be very driven towards that, and it isn't good. But if you do take some time in an old-fashioned way, looking for somebody who means something to you, spending some time courting in the old sense of the word, you might surprise yourself. One thing that might surprise you is how ordinary gay life is. I don't know what you're imagining it might be. I think you may be fearful that it's some elaborately strange ritual, which it isn't. Gay love is like straight love, only the parts are different. There's nothing untoward about it. There's nothing, I really believe, unnatural. And I will say this, and Drew and I can have this debate. I don't know. I think you were born gay. I think I was born gay. I think increasingly the literature says that you are born gay. In other words, you don't have a whole heap of choice in your orientation. The fact that you hunt and you fish just makes you more attractive to a whole bunch of gay men.
And although that may be true, could it be a possibility that the whole gay thing is an anomaly?
In what sense, Jason?
Not necessarily a mental illness that...
No, it is not. No, it is not.
It can be treated, possibly, by those that choose to be treated.
No. And listen, here I want to chime in with what Clive said about being born gay. We really get obsessed with this as a society. Whether to me, it's water under the bridge. I mean, it's neither here nor there. You're either attracted to men or you're not.
Yeah.
Don't care what happened or why.
Adam equates this to the breast.
Pardon?
Clive doesn't get this.
Well, what I am saying is I like a big bosom.
Yes, I don't.
Yeah,
right.
But nothing...
Oh, yes.
Nothing.
That's obvious. But I enjoy a big bosom.
And nothing could take that out of his system.
And I enjoy a big...
Right.
And Jason does too.
I enjoy a huge schlong on occasion.
Oh, okay. Now we're into very difficult areas.
Here's what I'm saying. This is what I like, and I don't know the boob part. I don't know why. I don't know if I was born with this. I don't know if it was nature or nurture. I don't know where this was created, but it doesn't matter. It's there, and it ain't going away.
And the point is that it is you. It is an essential part of who you are. And Jason, your homosexuality, assuming that you are gay, and I think for the sake of argument, let's assume that your instincts are correct and you are, that's part of who you are. And don't be afraid of something so essential. It isn't about lust. It may seem to be about lust from a distance, but it's about love in the end. It's about getting close to somebody and having a relationship. And it's sure you're not going to get married and he's not going to get dressed in a white veil. I understand that. And I absolutely shared at a certain point in my life the disappointment that I think you feel about not being a part of regular society. But actually, you know what? At a certain point, where do you live?
I live in rural.
Yeah. Okay.
Rural what?
A rural community.
Right.
Yeah. Okay. So there's a problem there. I understand.
I didn't say Manhattan Beach, by the way.
Yeah.
How rural is that?
Oh.
No, he misinterpreted me. I live in a small Kansas community.
So are you saying that it's hard for you to come out in the community in which you live?
So if I would be willing to accept myself as homosexual, yes, it would be difficult to come out.
All right, and part of that, by the way, and I got to put him on hold. He can hear us, but we got to move on with calls. Part of that, I think, is, and it's one of the, I guess, trials and tribulations of being gay, is you may have to move.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're going to if they're going to burn a Miata on your front lawn,
well, they're not going to
move. Well, I'm just saying.
They're not going to do that.
If you're afraid somebody's going to do that.
Yeah, we have said this to gay people who have called this show. Look, if you're 16 and you're going to a tough high school, don't get on the PA system and announce it. You might get your ass kicked.
Yeah.
And not that you should lie about it, but on the other hand, let's live in the real world here. We don't want to see you get hurt. And let me explain why I love the gay lifestyle. I really do. I think that gays are the best people because...
What if we could have a gay male with breasts, Adam? That'd be it. Be game on.
Yeah.
For you, wouldn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, they have to shave real close for the oral sex. Yeah. Here's why I love the gay lifestyle, and I love the gays. And I've known
the gays.
I've known a few of the gays, as opposed to the blacks.
You won't stop. Let them go.
Or the Chinamen or groups like that. But I have some gay friends, and this is what I like about them. First off, these people recycle. They take care of Mother Earth. They're very concerned with the Mother Earth. Certain cultures, they don't care. You see them driving down the freeway, they're dumping the McDonald's wrappers right out. Not the gays. They would never do this. Number two, they're very manicured people. They always look good. They don't look disheveled.
Come on.
Look at you. Look at you. You're 48. You're in better shape than you were at 21. Look at you. Not a hair out of place. You exfoliate. You look like you've been tanning. You're very, very well groomed. And the houses and lawns, very well groomed. They take over a community and they give it a facelift. You've seen the Boys Town here on Santa Monica?
Beautiful.
Not a weed grown in that place, no graffiti anywhere, there's no trash, there's no crime. It's boom. Everything taken care of.
We're clean, good folks is what you're saying.
That's right.
You
work hard, you make lots of money, and you don't pollute the world with tons of unwanted kids who you screw over. I would think we'd be how much gay crime is there? I mean, gay men perpetrating crime. You know what I mean? How many gay murderers are there? How much gay gang violence is there? How much gay domestic abuse is there? There's not a lot of gay crime out there. And I believe that if a larger percentage of society was gay, that we would have safer, cleaner, better running neighborhoods, and I'd get more chicks.
Yeah, basically sounds
they're better people. They really are.
Now, just to answer Jason's question, I for sure everyone would agree the jury is out on this. There's like with all human behavior, there's always a biological component. How much biology is determined may differ for different individuals. Some people maybe, in fact, I think everyone agrees, some people are born that way. Some people have more of an environmental impact or influence, but still must have some sort of biological
Jason doesn't sound like he's getting a lot of environmental...
No, he doesn't. No, I agree with you. And there are still people that will monkey with the aspects of self, whether it's sexual orientation or other aspects of self. So his question was, do people do that? Yes, they do, but they certainly wouldn't be considered part of the mainstream. I think most people would think in terms of treating mental health in somebody like Jason would be, what are your goals? And your goal would be to be happy.
Be happy.
And changing your fundamental sense of self is probably not a realistic part of that.
All right, Haley?
Yeah?
You're 15?
Yeah.
What's up?
I like when I have anal sex with my boyfriend, he sticks his dick up too far and like it hurts. So I was just wondering if that could do any like permanent damage.
Are you calling from finishing school? Where are you now?
Nursery school, I think, is where she is.
No, I'm in junior high.
Oh,
I'm going into 9th grade.
High school. Are you still a virgin?
No.
Okay. I wonder if she's one of those technical virgins.
Going into the 9th grade.
Yeah, I got held back.
Oh, yeah. Too much anal sex, huh?
That'll do it.
Actually, it was in kindergarten.
I see.
Why in kindergarten?
Well, because, like, I'm kind of, like, tiny, and you know how they, like, hold people back for being really small?
No. Never heard of that.
Oh, well.
But an interesting angle for your parents to work.
Let's not even talk about angles here.
Oh, man, yeah.
Yes, you can hurt yourself with anal sex. It's something that needs to be done carefully and gently, and even then you can cause tearing and hemorrhoids and all kinds of good things.
How old is your boyfriend?
He's, like, I think he just turned 18 2 days ago.
Now, wait a minute. You think?
He just turned 18 2 days ago. I think 2 days ago. Or, like, 3 or something.
Well, what 15-year-old girl who's having anal sex with a boyfriend does not know what his age is?
I don't know if it was 2 or 3 days ago.
All right. And so now this guy's having anal sex with a minor.
Well, now.
Right.
But he wasn't before.
So you're going into the 9th grade, and he should have graduated high school had he had enough credits. When? Last year?
Yeah.
And what's he doing now?
He's going to college.
Oh, college. No. Junior college, right?
Yeah.
That is not college. It just has the word college in it.
Okay.
It's like the electoral college. It's not an actual college. It has the college name in it. Confusing.
Yeah.
Like Dr. J is not really a doctor. Okay. So what do you do? Take the GED and get out of high school or something?
No.
He graduated.
Yeah.
He's old enough.
All right, and now he's having anal sex with a 15-year-old. I don't trust this guy, by the way. And what's up with you and your family?
What do you mean?
Where's your dad?
My dad, he lives in, like, a different town than me. Like,
Shocking.
Right. And
my parents are divorced.
Is your dad an a-hole? Does he neglect you?
No.
Does he?
I actually am, like, I go with him, but I don't really like to.
Why not?
Oh, just because he takes us to court a lot and stuff, so I really don't like to.
For what?
Just for custody. Just like he wants to do stuff that we don't.
Like what?
He wants to take us, he likes going, like, in the school year, he likes going, like, week on with us and then week off, but then we don't want to. We want to, like, actually have time to be home because we've been raised by my mom, but he doesn't listen to what we want.
And you prefer to being with your mom?
Yeah.
All right. Is she a good woman?
Yeah.
Does she know about this wretched sex you're having with your adult boyfriend?
No.
All right. Are you using any kind of protection when you do this?
Yeah.
Condoms.
Yeah.
You're using condoms?
Yeah.
And are you on the birth control pill?
Yeah.
You are?
Mm-hmm.
Which pill are you taking?
What?
Which pill are you taking?
I don't know.
Does it have a name on it?
Does it have a name on it? Well, it's in my bathroom, and I'm in my room.
Yeah.
Does your mother know about the boyfriend at all, or not?
She knows about the boyfriend, but she doesn't know about
the anal sex.
All right. Okay. I don't trust this guy. I really don't. Are you in love with him?
I think. I'm not really sure.
You're not that into him, are you?
Well, I am, but, I mean, you can't really say what... I only met him, like, about a year ago, and you can't really...
Is he seeing other people?
Hold on.
Yeah.
Hold on a second. What 14, 15-year-old girl has been with a guy and been this intimate with a guy for a year says the jury's still out on love?
Well, I don't know.
The jury's stuck because he's going, hey, we're not having a relationship, just remember.
Oh, is he not into you? What's he doing?
Yeah,
That's him, isn't it? Oh, we're just hanging out. We're just hanging out.
I don't think he's into anybody else or anything, but...
Well, does he call you his girlfriend?
Yeah.
Does he say he loves you?
Yeah, well, not like daily, constantly. And
Would you like him to say he loves you?
Yeah, but...
Uh-oh. Okay. Haley.
Yeah?
Drew's right. We've stumbled onto this thing.
Yeah.
This guy's playing you a little bit. He's an older idiot who's basically cornholing some young 15-year-old girl, and he's just playing you. He is, and you know it too. And you know if you ask him and corner him, you're going to get an answer that you may not want to hear.
So you don't ask him.
Yeah.
And so you play along.
You play along.
Well, he's
too.
not really. I don't really.
We've only been together for a year. We don't know.
Yeah, how are we gonna know? Yeah.
Well,
you got to be more honest with yourself, Haley.
Yeah.
You know this guy's playing you a little bit. He's not into you as much as you're into him, and you're just going along with everything he asks, hoping he'll stay around. You got to have the courage to get away from this guy if he's not into you.
Mm-hmm.
All right?
All right.
All right. You're not going to do it. Don't get pregnant in the meantime.
Please, stay on the pill.
We've been together for a year. The jury's still out. After a year, that's the part when you're falling out of love. At 15, you're most in love at like the 3-week mark. A year. I'm going to give it another quarter of my life.
You can't really say, after all that, what is love?
I love when guys, you know what I love? I wish I could have done this to just one woman in my life. And these guys do this. They do it all the time. What? Another reason why I need to be gay.
Okay.
You got a big house, right?
Yeah.
I could shack up there.
No.
Oh.
He's got a husband.
Here's one, but I'm handy. And I know you gays need that.
You need me. We got a handyman. Move on.
You need me.
No, stop him.
Okay, listen. Here's what they do. It's very diabolical. They get with these women. They're a little bit older. This guy, what this guy did with Haley.
Yeah.
They get with these women, and the women are in love with them, but the guys keep playing them. They keep kind of pushing them off, and the women are scared to ask them for a commitment or demand anything or lay down any ground rules
because they know the guy will be out.
Because they're going to scare the guy out. So they start talking themselves out of it.
Yeah.
This is fun. I'm just having sex. This is great. The jury's still out. We've only been together for a year. I'll give him whatever he wants sexually.
Yeah.
Hopefully I can keep him that way.
Yeah.
And if I don't talk about the relationship or other people or anything like that, he'll stay.
Yeah.
It's not what you want. You're not a man. Be honest with yourself.
Yeah.
Thank you. Aaron?
Oh, sleeping.
Well, Aaron's asleep.
Listen to this. He's sleeping.
That's sweet. That is so cute.
I've said this many times. There's no greater tribute you can pay a talk show host.
I tell you, we must be galvanizing tonight. We must be the best.
Scintillating.
Where is Dick Cavett when you need him?
This is some of the best radio we've ever done.
But let's compare the different sleeping patterns. Now, we can age and size Aaron just on his sleep pattern.
Go then. Go. What?
Yeah.
Well, pre-puberty.
Yeah.
Virgin.
Stop.
Yeah. 13.
Bringing about 120, 130.
He's dreaming.
What'd you say?
Yeah.
Maybe 140?
Yeah, with a birthmark on his rear end. Aaron had a question for Clive, which was, wants to know about what you put into making the video.
How much time?
How much time, yeah.
Which video?
I don't know. He's asleep.
You know what? If he wakes up, he can ask me later.
All right. We'll put Aaron back on hold.
And
don't wake him up. Don't wake him up.
We want to go back to him.
No, it's nice. It's really nice. You know, maybe he's hearing our voices in a dream state, you know?
But I like that he could breathe patently through his nose without making a noise. Just moving air.
Yeah, it's like 2001, isn't it?
Logic would suggest that if we can hear him,
he should be able to hear us.
Yeah, but he's asleep.
Yeah, but even so, he should be able to hear us.
Yeah, I know he's asleep, but you can hear voices. You work them into your dream.
But that's what I'm saying. Maybe he's just working. Maybe he's dreaming.
In the first hour of sleep, you can get pretty deep fast and not hear stuff.
Is this REM sleep now?
Not REM sleep. No, it's the deeper phase.
All right. Oh, there's deeper than REM?
Yeah. REM is sort of a light phase, actually.
Is it really?
Is it?
I never knew that.
Well, it's sort of a different phase.
You always hear about the object of sleep.
Phase. It's restorative. It comes after the deep, if I remember right.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So it's deeper
so you go
and then
deep
the rest.
first, and then you get REM sleep, and then
And then you cycle in and out.
And there's more rest, more rejuvenation in the REM than there is in the deeper, perhaps.
Right. And the reason you and I get sleep deprived and we feel like crap the next day is we spend a lot of time in deep sleep because we're so sleep deprived. You
actually said
you don't move around much.
Right.
You said sleep deprived, which I like. Deprived.
Well, that's sleep deprivation.
Yeah. Do you get sleep deprived? Seriously?
Yeah, that's all he does.
Yeah.
Really? And
years.
And here you are, a doctor, and you should know better.
For years.
Well, he's a doctor. He's going to get up and go see his old Jew patients every morning.
Stop that
complaining.
now.
It's true. It's true. It's all he sees exclusively, old Jews. All right, we're going to end the gays. We'll take a break.
Gays.
Clive Barker is here. Everybody, Loveline. I'm Adam. That's my good partner over there, Dr. Drew. Phone number 1-800-LOVE-191. Jimmy Kimmel, the man I wish I could be gay for, is coming in tomorrow night. My life
You
partner.
said that was me.
Oh, yeah. I'll tell you.
You just changed.
No,
but Jimmy is his life partner, though. He wishes he could be gay for you, but...
Here's what I'd like to do with Clive. Clive has himself a couple of houses. He's really built himself a small empire here. And he's a genius because he works out of his house, right? You have an office, you do your writing and everything.
Yeah,
every day.
He writes 1,500 pages every day, and then it's 6 hours on the treadmill. He's very disciplined.
I am very disciplined.
And I know 3 houses take a lot of upkeep, and I'm handy.
You keep going back to this handy thing, but you see, I think the handiest thing, you're handy with your mouth. Let's be honest. That's the thing you're handy
You don't understand.
with.
Well, he could show you that too. But
Clive Barker, when he tells you you're handy with your mouth,
No, don't even go
No,
there.
I see.
No, he was way handier with his hands than he...
I'm a much better carpenter than I am a talk show host.
Is that true?
Yes, absolutely.
Then you're basically doing the wrong thing. Is that what you're saying?
I am, except for one thing you can be sort of mediocre at and make $1 million at, right?
Yeah,
and the other one you can be very good at, make $32,000
Now, what do you
a year.
what do you build? What have you built of late?
Oh, cabinets. Do a lot of cabinets lately. Yeah.
We built 2 houses.
Yeah, this custom houses.
Wow, seriously.
Yeah.
That was what he did.
Baseboard and casing. I do rough stuff too, but mainly finish work. Hang a door, make a little custom furniture.
And that gives you great pleasure, yeah?
Yes, I do enjoy that. It's tangible.
Yeah, Harrison Ford does that, right? Harrison Ford's big thing when he gets out of the movie madness is to do carpentry, and apparently he's amazing with that.
Well, it is like I said, it's tangible.
Yeah.
Whereas this is just to me just words that go floating off.
Well,
into the space.
yeah, except you're having all kinds of effects that you are not having if you hang a door.
Right, but I never get to really see them or experience them.
But we're in a parallel situation. I write a book, I send it out into the world. Most of the people who read my book I will never meet. I take it on faith that the things that I am saying in my book, hopefully good things, hopefully things which will make people feel better about their lives rather than worse, are genuinely affecting people.
Right.
And both of you have to take it on faith that you're leaving the world a little better at the end of this 2 hours than worse, right?
Yeah, although we tend not to want to dwell on the positive aspects of our jobs. We'd rather complain about the negative.
Okay.
But I do appreciate you saying that. And let me give a plug for Clive. You can find him at Meltdown Comics and Collectibles, and that is this Saturday, 3 o'clock. It's on Sunset Boulevard. And it's in Hollywood, and the number for that would be 323-851-7223. And Clive will be signing these marvelous figurines that he has gotten together with Todd McCormick
my
and
tortured
created.
soul.
Todd McCormick.
Yeah.
Todd McFarlane.
Oh, McFarlane, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I don't know where
Don't worry.
McFarlane came out. Aaron?
Aaron's sleeping.
Oh, yeah, that's right. I'm going to check back with him now.
He's quiet, though.
Oh, Aaron.
He may have left.
Oh, he's back. Yeah.
Is that him a little snoring?
Aaron is 13. He's been snoring. Oh, there it is again. So we're going to do what we always do when someone falls asleep. We just check back with them periodically.
Just in case he wakes up.
Yeah, it's just, we hope he doesn't. It's sort of entertaining. Tiffany.
Mm-hmm.
You're 15?
Yeah.
What's up?
Okay, I was with this guy for a really long time,
Mm-hmm.
and he's older than I am. I was 13, he was 16 when we got together,
Mm-hmm.
and he cheated on me.
Uh-oh.
Oh. Did she hang up?
Yes.
Yeah. Now, Drew, tell us how long Tiffany's been on hold.
96 minutes.
Oh, man.
96 minutes.
Oh.
And Tiffany was on the air for 14
seconds. Yeah,
Mom walked in and said, "What the hell are you doing here?"
So here's what I love about life. She's sitting there. I'm sure Mom never entered the room in the hour and a half she was on hold.
Yeah.
But 14 seconds after she got going, Mom walked in.
Yeah. Oh, man. Life sucks sometimes.
Yes, it
Can
can.
we be any use to Tiffany in the abstract?
Well,
She just-
I don't want to spill too much in case
that's true.
Tiffany's mom is
Let's just
listening.
say she's still in love with her first love.
Right.
And he has sort of, the relationship was broken up, but she's agreed to continue in sort of some physical contact with him.
Sort of a maintenance type
sort of a service relationship.
Service agreement.
And she doesn't understand that, as many young women don't, that guys can just do that. And they're very happy with that.
Right.
But they are not in a relationship.
How can he not have feelings for me if he's coming over and being intimate with me?
Because men are pigs.
They certainly are able to do that.
And you know what? It's not even that men are pigs. That's the way we're wired. We're
Yeah.
just wired this way.
Well, wired as pigs.
Right.
Without even putting a value judgment on it, just women have to accept that is in fact how they're wired without having feelings.
Is that, do we really know that?
Yes. Oh, we're so different.
Yes,
So different.
Look, I grant you we're different, but if the wiring is like that, and you've got, let's say, two guys in a relationship, as you've got with David and myself, 6 years together, monogamous, why isn't the wiring just going crazy?
We're talking about young males.
Well, David is actually much younger than I am.
But young males tend to have this, and not that men can't have intimate relationships. They can.
I gotta say, I was looking through the glass when he said monogamous, and David started laughing his ass off. So that's maybe something for you guys to get into on the ride home. I don't know.
He is in so much trouble. I don't even know where to begin.
Yeah, he's really laughing at it.
Listen, men are quite capable of being very involved in relationships, but when they are in a situation like the one that Tiffany finds herself,
yes,
men are also quite capable of that.
Not at 17. Ann?
Yeah.
You're 24. What's up?
I am. My question's actually for Dr. Drew.
Yeah.
I'm currently on Prozac, and I was wondering what your thoughts were about that compared to Wellbutrin or Zoloft.
I don't understand why you'd be asking a question like that. You have somebody who's taken care of you, who's done an assessment, chosen this as an antidepressant for your syndrome. It's different medicines. It's different medicines for different conditions. What? I don't understand what you're asking.
Well, to be honest, I was on it when I was in high school, and I could tell I was getting back into depression pretty. It was getting pretty deep, and so I suggested it to my doctor. And
okay, well then you ought to see a psychiatrist to be evaluated to make sure you have an accurate diagnosis, to make sure there's a bipolar condition here, to make sure this indeed is, in fact, a recurrent major depression.
But true.
And all the antidepressants are equally efficacious, but the side effect profiles, the kinds of symptoms that they tend to remit, are different depending on which medicine you choose.
Well, what about this? If some people are involved with, like, HMOs, and they might give out something that's a little cheaper, a little more readily available, may not be quite as effective.
Prozac is an extremely powerful antidepressant. Side effects are different than Zoloft. Wellbutrin, very different. Wellbutrin doesn't have any of the sexual side effects that Prozac has.
All right. So, Ann?
Yeah.
You got to get with the psychiatrist and see if you can hammer something out.
Okay.
All right.
All right, baby.
Thank you.
Hey, good times, though, right?
Of course.
All right. Let's talk to... wait a minute here, Drew. You don't want to take line 4 yet?
They won't. It's not up yet. It's not on hold.
All right. Where do you want to go? 6. Sage?
Yes.
You're 30?
Yes.
Did you call this show before?
Man, you remembered. My phone's dying, too. I just wanted to say that Clive Barker's books are great. And
Thank you.
Kids that want to trip out on drugs, they should trip out on Clive's books. They're great.
Hey, I love that.
My phone's going to die, though. I wish I could talk to you guys longer.
Well, you ask your question and listen on the radio.
I just wanted to know what Clive's inspiration was for Damnation Game.
Okay.
And my phone will probably die, but I'll be listening.
Will you be listening?
All right, I'm going to put you on hold and listen on the radio, right,
okay,
Sage?
Thank you.
All right.
Take care, Sage. Firstly, thank you for the enthusiasm. We're making a movie of Damnation Game over at Warner Brothers.
Oh, really?
Cool, yeah. But Damnation Game is a Faust story, and Faust is one of the great stories of literature. It's been told 1,000 times because there's something essential about the idea that we have to make a deal with the devil,
right,
to get the best out of life. I think we all have made deals, and I think the thing that touches me about the Faust story is, listen, here's how you're making the deal with the devil. You guys need sleep.
Funny when Clive looks at me, he immediately thinks about that.
I do. I look at you and I think, man, this man is working so damn hard he can barely stay awake. And the deal with the devil is he's after fame and whatever you're after. I don't know what you're after. How can I say? But there you are, so dead on your feet. And I do the same thing. I mean, what I'm saying is the devil is inside us all. It's what we desire. And Lord knows if it's the worst thing if we get it. Because actually all three of us sitting in this room have got something we desired. And there's a payment for that, right?
Yeah.
Am I yes?
A cost.
A price. And the price can be relationships, the price can be exhaustion, the price can be all kinds of things. And one of the things that attracts me about stories is that good stories are universally applicable. You can take a story and it can apply in a different way to each one of us in this room. The Faust story is one of those stories.
When does this movie come out?
It's being written as we speak, so it'll probably go before the cameras next year. A big movie.
How much work? Well, I know it's hard to quantify this, but you write a book and then somebody turns it into a screenplay.
Yeah, I'm producing in this case, or I'm co-producing in this case. My company's producing the thing, so with Warner. So, we've got a lot of controls. And I love this book, and I love the writer, John Heffernan, who's writing the thing. I have huge respect for, so feeling very comfortable about it.
And when you do that, when you take a novel and you turn it into a screenplay, what's the process? Obviously, you first read the book, and then you start breaking it down?
Well, you take stuff out. I mean, you in the case of Damnation Game, you choose the threads of the story that you want to tell, and you choose what you're going to throw out. And it can be a heartbreaking business if the book is huge, but luckily Damnation Game isn't. It's a modestly scaled book, so we haven't had to lose too much.
What is the translation between, your average script is, let's say, 110 pages, or maybe 120 pages.
Yeah, think a minute a page.
Right. So when you have a book, it's obviously going to be more than 120 pages, but what is a good translation to not cut out a bunch of stuff? Is it 300 pages?
No, I think it's even shorter than that. I think when I did Thief of Always, which is probably a 200-page book, you don't have to cut anything out of that. So a 200-page book you could probably turn into a movie with, without losing anything.
Right.
But once you get up to 300 pages, 400 pages, you've just got to know that movies and books are completely different things, and the way we experience them are different. I love movies, but nothing's ever going to change my or take my heart away from books. My real joy in terms of art is books and paintings. And movies, yeah, sure, I enjoy them, but they go in one eye, out the other.
Right.
And, we don't get a great number of movies. I saw an amazing movie 2 nights ago, a movie called Bully, which Larry Clark directed. It's an amazing...
What is that? What is that about?
It's a movie based on a true story, about a bunch of young kids in Florida who murdered a bully in their community and just didn't care two hoots about what they'd done. And it's an intense movie.
And it's a true story.
It's a true story. And I came out of it thinking, wow, feeling very protective towards my daughter and feeling like I needed to think really hard about the way our culture is going.
Wow.
Because this movie really impressed me. Because I felt as though I was in the world.
Right.
Yeah.
They can be impactful. It's just they're normally not.
No, right, exactly.
About meteors impacting the planet.
Yeah.
We'll take a little break. Clive Barker is our guest tonight, and we'll be right back after this. Loveline. I'm Adam Carolla. That is Dr. Drew over there. Phone number. Oh, forget about that phone number. Here's a phone number that you should check out if you're in the L.A. area, 323-851-7223, and that's where you can find Clive Barker. This Saturday at 3 o'clock, with these amazing Tortured Souls figurines. And look, I'm telling you, if you guys want to go down and check these things out and give me a call back Sunday night, I dare you. I really do. And I really mean this is not hype. You will look at these things, you'll say they're incredible.
Thank you.
Absolutely mean that. So, again, this Saturday in Hollywood at Meltdown Comics. And let's see if we can get through a few more calls here. Heather?
Hi.
You're 18?
Yeah.
What's up?
Well, actually, Adam, I wanted to say that I'm totally in love with you.
Oh, thanks.
And just...
True, please.
And
I'm just looking with the figurines, I'm sorry.
That one girl that called earlier who, was a bogus call, and she said she was totally in love with you also, but couldn't give you any answers on what you were into.
Oh, you want Adam to challenge you.
Love challenge.
Yeah. All right. Oh, you want me to give you an Adam quiz?
Well, I'll just tell you, what your hobbies are. And...
All right, go ahead.
Right, well, masturbating and napping, of course.
Oh, of course.
All right, that's done. Now, let's talk about... Yeah, what other hobbies?
You like to fly a model airplane.
Yeah.
And,
Aren't you embarrassed, ashamed of yourself?
It's more painful when you hear it back from somebody else. Yeah. And what was I before I was a radio host?
You were a carpenter.
And what else?
You taught boxing.
There you go.
And carpet.
That's right. Well, Heather, you got it all right. All right, so now your problem and dilemma is...
Well, actually, you say not to say this at the beginning, but I made it up, so...
Oh, really?
I just wanted to challenge that girl.
Want to heap some praise on Adam? Well, that's fine.
Yeah.
God bless you. All right. Take care, you little liar.
Wait, something else.
And also, are you guys ever going to have Gunnar and Matthew Nelson back on there?
Wow. That was a long time ago.
Nelson. Yeah, we had Nelson on about 4 years ago, I think. 4 years ago, and I had a horribly humiliating experience when they came on. Do you remember that?
Yeah, I do.
What happened?
I remember hearing the show, but I can't remember anything about it.
We played it.
Here's what happened. The two blonde twins, Ricky Nelson's sons, came in here, and they came in here a couple of nights after a couple of crazy Playboy twins who came in here. And for some reason, one of them had dated one of the Nelsons, and we were saying, well, you should hear this clip of them talking about you, because I used to watch the S word there.
Sorry. Oh heck.
Right, there you go. She was saying I used to date one of the Nelsons and this and that and the other, and we thought we'd play it back. But the part I forgot about when we were playing it back for Nelson, which was me saying, "You're dating one of those losers."
What's the last thing they did?
Well, yeah, they haven't been around since Stonewashed Jeans. I mean, what the hell are those two blonde effers up to? I haven't even seen. They have
said something even more dull. I can't remember what it was, but something very dull.
Their career's over. Yeah. What are you doing with that dead weight? There's me and my voice being repeated back into my head while the two guys are sitting where you're sitting.
What's their response?
Total gentleman.
It wasn't violent, but they just sat there. I did a little quick backpedaling, but it was very humiliating.
They were total gentlemen. Made him more ashamed.
Yes,
that's right.
Yes.
They're very nice guys. Tom?
Yeah, I was wondering about online relationships, how you feel about meeting people online. And I want to say also that you do a really good job. There's a lot of white trash and a lot of people out there who are really messed up, and you
Tom, you're talking
about
All
straight.
right,
that's our number one demo. Let's not make fun of them.
Tom, random hooking up online, or something where you call a service that you apply
Random hooking up online.
Yeah, that's usually a disaster. It's relationships built on fantasy, and
But isn't it a way Isn't it an easy way out for guys who aren't as socially skilled as a lot of other 19-year-old guys?
Right.
And wouldn't you have taken that easy road had you had the opportunity at 19?
Oh, sure.
So Tom?
Yeah.
It can work, but in a way, I think you kind of soften yourself, because it's an important thing to be able to go out and meet people, especially as a 19-year-old guy, and to sort of utilize this technology to sort of circumnavigate this or circumvent this, it softens you.
You don't develop the skills you need to accommodate normal social situations.
Instead, we're going to see each other next summer. Like, we might live together and stuff, so I got to make sure.
Well, but see, that's the that's the other thing. You start talking about moving in and when you're going to name your kids. You haven't even met them.
Yeah, that's nonsense.
Have you met the young lady in question?
Not yet. We're going to meet in September.
That's total nonsense.
Yeah, you see, you can't talk about, how can you talk about moving in with somebody when you haven't even... You know, there's lots of things that happen when you're with a human being that are chemical. There are things about stuff that's in the air between you. There's literally chemicals passing between two human beings when they're in a room together. Am I right?
Yeah, that's what happened. That's how AIDS got started. All right. So
okay. No,
hepatitis.
No, I'm talking about pheromones. And
right.
I'm talking about this. I'm talking about the magic of
attraction.
Attraction, and it can't happen through a mechanical means.
No, but so the question for Tom is does he want to live in reality, which is him home spanking it 3 times a day and crying himself to sleep, or does he want to have this fantasy person who's the light at the end of his tunnel, which isn't reality, but yet it's better than his reality?
Well, I think that's an extreme posture.
Well, that's my job.
All right, so I'm going to offer you a counter posture. You know, you spank it twice and you go out at night.
All right. How about that, Tom?
Yeah.
I understand you feel good about this, but you cannot put all your eggs in this basket.
You can't. Yeah, you can't weave a fantasy.
Right.
You've got to have a relationship in reality. You have to get those online relationships off the web into reality as quickly as possible.
And the reason there's so much energy for this mystery woman is because there's such a void in the everyday life of Tom. And that's what you need to focus on. And we're going to take a break. All right. Surreal now because this doesn't feel like the real ending of the show. It's a long story. I want to thank Clive Barker for coming in here, and I want to give him one more plug.
Thank you.
Meltdown Comics, everybody.
Clive was one of our favorite guests.
He is, and I wish we would not go so long in between visits. Clive.
Well, you know what? We won't in future. I've got a new novel coming out in 2 months' time. Do you want me back?
Yeah, sure. Absolutely.
Sylvia?
Always
my publicist is out there.
Publicist sat through the whole show.
You know?
Yeah, you rarely see that. She's one of the few good publicists.
I have to mention real quick, I'm going to be chatting at 5 p.m. at drdrew.com in the sex chat room, 5 p.m. Pacific time on Friday. So put that down if you want to get in touch with us if you couldn't get through on Loveline.
All right. And again, Clive can be found this Saturday, 3 o'clock at Meltdown Comics on Sunset Boulevard. Just call information, get Meltdown Comics. And until next time, this is Adam Carolla for Dr. Drew saying mahalo.
This has been Loveline. The opinions expressed on this show are not necessarily those of the staff, management, sponsors, or this station. The producer for Loveline is Ann Wilkins Ingle. Loveline is a presentation of Westwood One Entertainment.